Well, I got her off. Notice I did not have to pull the intake or anything. I just pulled the fuel rail off, took with the injectors, pulled her back, zip tied her over to the power steering over there. Popped all the harness, a couple bolts on this wiring bracket, pulled the evap can and the whatever the hell the other exhaust gas thing is. Pulled both of those off the tubes. They've been in my way freaking every step of the process. If you're ever doing anything on these engines, freaking get rid of them. But you can look at all the corrosion up in there. See if I can get some light, right? Just peeing all over the place. I took this top one off and the gasket just crumbled in my hand. Housing and all, not just the silicone part. The bottom, as you can see, has been leaking down there for years. Freeze plug's still there, though. That's good. This back one has been spraying all down the head here. You can see all the white, crusty coolant stuff. And I'm thinking I'm halfway here. Do I pull the heads, re-tap them and put a new gasket on them? Or do I ditch this engine and get a new one? Or a new used one? And do it outside the the car? I don't know. But I do believe I could, if I can get that valve cover off, I can pull the bolts, run a frickin' helicoil tap down there, and or just a drill and tap it for like a 1/2 inch or an LS frickin' stud. Use those instead of the 11mm 1.5s, or even just retap it with a helicoil. I'm going to use helicoils no matter what, because stainless is the way to go, and you get more meat out of the threads. But I'm wondering, do I spend the $800 or $1,200 on the multi-layer metal gaskets and that North Star Performance crap? Do I mill or lathe my own 5/8 studs out of 17.4 pH, or do I just do the GM fix, throw some helicoils down there, and put regular torque to yield bolts on it, which was the failure point in the first place, so I really don't trust that. But I completely remanufactured and engineered the coolant system. I went down from like 36 fittings down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pulled heater core. Got a new 3-row, can't see her too well, 3-row freaking KKS radiator. Already did the water pump. That thing was horrendous. And for some reason GM doesn't spec gaskets on any of this coolant pipe and stuff. So I am going to put, I had a leak on the thermostat housing water neck, despite the brand new O-ring. So I went and pulled a gasket from a different Chevy, and she's on there now working good. So I'm going to do the same thing with the water pump housing and cover, and then because it was leaking back behind there, I could see it coming down now. Where is the this? She was, let me flip over. This is the backside that mates to the engine, and as you can see, she's just hammered on there. And look at the corrosion down those bolt holes. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but she's just cooked up garbage. Those seals were loose, gone, whatever Dexcool does to it, and rusting up the bolt holes. This one, that's how she came out, in pieces. I don't know where the other pieces yet. Probably fell down somewhere. I'll fish her out off the floor. But after videotaping this and taking all the pictures and stuff, I'm gonna hit her with some Scotch-Brite, clean her up. the old super fine. But yeah, right here they've got this measly little O-ring, and this brand new O-ring came with the water pump. And you look at her, she's maybe got 10-15 thou crush to actually engage with this surface here, and it just doesn't float my boat. I mean, she was leaking out the backside, or down the side right here. You can see where she's wet, right along there. And I don't know if it's a product of warpage. I'm probably gonna see if I can pull a water pump out and mill these two flat together with the old sticky D8, and round and round we go, squish together. See if we can get two sort of mating surfaces, and then I'm gonna run a new O-ring. I'm getting a new old gasket kit for the crossover, and throttle body. It comes with throttle body and all that water pump stuff. But there's the gasket I had to throw on the water neck, and my emergency, what's left of my emergency paper towel and RTV first test sealing. I'm gonna clean that off because I've got that remedied with the new gasket. But Cadillac says you're supposed to use stop leak for a brand new radiator or coolant change, and I can see why. Well, when you don't use gaskets on anything and trust these crappy little O-rings. There's the new water pump. The old one was just hammered. It's got some stop leak crud on it. She's also been through Dexcool, and probably give her the old HAD D1T with a shine them up, and that's pretty much it as far as, yeah, you can see where she was leaking down here, all that oxidation, all that coolant, dried up coolant, and all this orange crap. It's either rust from the coolant pipes I pulled off, which were absolute garbage. I'll take another video of the inside of those, or the Dexcool eating the rust, eating the steel, and depositing rust, electroplating it elsewhere. But I'm gonna reground a bunch of stuff, so there's not the whole electrolysis thing going down, and maybe put a sacrificial zinc somewhere in there, just to keep the frickin' coolant from turning into an electroplating bath. I'm not using Dexcool anymore. GM can kiss my butt on that. I'm going to use the HOTE, Hybrid Organic Technology. It's a little more pH neutral. And my flashlight's dying. But there it is.